But yeah, I did read the part about, oh yeah, you find Chow keys, and if you get a Chow key, it takes you to the Chow world, which is why sometimes I go to the Chow world and sometimes I don't. Hooray! Now I know to not pick up Chow keys if I find them. Because I don't care. The other thing I did was I tried playing around the kart racer game, and you guys, it is an awful, awful kart racer. It is ridiculously bad. I've played some bad kart racers, but I think the one packed into Sonic Adventure 2 is probably the worst one, which is an indication of another problem this game has, which is trying to wear too many hats. It's trying to be a running game, and a shooting robot game, and a find all the hidden objects game, and a chow raising simulation game, and a kart racer, and it's just trying to do too many things, and no game can do that many things. I think I gotta wait for him to attack me and then counterattack. I missed. Oh god. Oh god, he got me. Come on, Sonic. Why do you spend half the battle just standing in one space? Wow, that was all holding one direction on the control stick, and he decided to spin in circles there. That's why the camera in this game is holding forward on the control stick. Watch what it does. Watch this. Oh, he lost his charge. I guess I hesitated too long. That was all holding one direction on the control stick. I did like a ring around him and then launched myself off the wall and into the abyss. Thank you, Omachow, for that helpful hint. So, I had a long ranting conversation with my friend Nodal, who loves this game. Like, when he heard I was playing this and heard that I wasn't really enjoying it all that much to begin with, he was like really upset. He was like, "What are you, crazy? That game's awesome," or whatever. But after going into detail about the problems I was having with the camera and the bad levels and whatnot, it's like, I got him. Finally. That was the exact same boss fight as earlier with Shadow, so I knew just what to do. But he eventually conceded that, yeah, he probably would not want to replay this game without the heaping nostalgia that he has for it. Which, I can understand that. That's a perfectly valid reason to like a game, that you played it when you were young and just have very fond memories of it. There's lots of bad games that I love and will never stop playing, though I could never recommend them to anybody else. I think Shadow made a different face in his version of this cutscene. But he already, like, he played the jungle level first and then fought Sonic, whereas Sonic fought Shadow and then played the jungle level. I don't know what he's doing with Chaos. I don't even know what Chaos Control is. I guess it's the source of his speed, but he just has to say it out loud and make a gross face when he does it. I don't know. And now we get to do the outer space levels. Huzzah!
Shadow, what do you think it's like on Earth?
This creepy Bratz girl is just, I don't know. I don't think the Sonic canon needed human characters like that.
Making people happy through the power of science.
Shadow.
Maria, I just don't know.
Look, listen how sappy this is.
I often wonder why I was created, what my purpose is for being here. Maybe
Listen to the lilting piano tune. It's Sonic the Hedgehog, people! What are you doing? Ah. I know that by now I know I'm probably getting lambasted by Sonic Adventure fans down in my comments, but I just don't get it, you guys. Like, who played this game and made the emotional connection with the really, like, cherub-like girlfriend character? Like, was that really necessary? Did you guys really play this game and, like, get attached to Maria and that caused you to get intrigued by Shadow's story of redemption? Like, that was that really your mindset? I don't know. It takes all kinds in this crazy world of video games, but I grew up in a much different era of Sonic the Hedgehog, I guess. That's another thing I really loved about Sonic Generations, how like the entire stupid plot just got out of your way, and it's like play the level, fight the boss, play the level, fight the boss, you win. Except Generations didn't do that terrible thing when you get to the end and then the game picks on you for not finding all the Chaos Emeralds. We've already seen this cutscene. We've already watched all that. This one we haven't seen.
Why are you so upset? Well, that was really impressive. You've managed to create complete havoc on the whole planet. Does this now mean we control the planet and can do as we choose?
At this rate, the cannon
She's
will
totally
keep
trolling him. I love it.
charge up. If you want to unleash its full potential, you'll need all 7 Chaos Emeralds.
Like, you're not even collecting Chaos Emeralds. That's just a vestigial plot element.
Our threats fell on deaf
That's what happens in legacy games like this. Chaos Emeralds originally, yeah, they had something to do with the plot, but the real reason for their existence was to give something for the player to find in bonus levels. Like, yeah, y'all can beat the game, but did you find all the Chaos Emeralds kind of thing. But because Chaos Emeralds were not too abstract, because they were actual objects, when you got to the more story-heavy video gaming eras, the Dreamcasts and so on, they decided, well, we don't really need MacGuffins in the plot anymore because they can now save their game and track their completion percentage and do missions and whatever. So now the Chaos Emeralds have to be like linked into the plot, and it doesn't make the leap very well, in my opinion. A lot of people feel that way about the stories in the old Final Fantasy games. Like in the first Final Fantasy, you got 4 crystals, gotta light them up. That's just how RPGs work. They're just plot MacGuffins. And then you get to more story-heavy games, especially getting on to Final Fantasy 4 and 5 especially, and the whole crystal thing in the stories is kind of dumb. Like, modern RPG players don't really get hooked on the story of Final Fantasy 4 and 5 because the whole save the world by saving the crystals things is really dumb in retrospect. I get that. I'm using that as an example because Final Fantasy IV is a game that I grew up with and love beyond the stars. But I have to look back on it now. Oh, it's the kart racing again. Okay. Well, oh. Final Fantasy plots got a lot better when they ditched the crystals. That's what I'm getting at here. Oh, this level's slightly more difficult than Tails' level. I guess, because they had a big hole in the middle. Let's see if I actually can fail it. God, the drifting in this kart racing. Like, you activate the drift by letting off the gas for a second. And that puts you in, like, this permanent skid mode, which is just bizarre and almost impossible to control. Holding the brake button going around turns does nothing. Which makes perfect sense, except for the fact that it doesn't. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's just so bad. Imagine if they took the development resources, the time and the programming talent and the artistic direction and everything else that they spent on this kart racer and instead put it in the levels, like the actual levels you need to play to complete the game. Wouldn't that have made the actual levels better? Like, instead of having Programmer A doing the game's camera and Programmer B doing the game's kart racer, imagine having both of those programmers working on the camera. You would have had a functional camera instead of a non-functioning camera, and whoa! That was beautiful. Oh, I wanted to nosedive all the way into the ocean, but the game cut away just before then. Thanks, game. You wouldn't have had like a half-functioning camera and a really piss-poor kart racer. I don't know. Maybe I'm just noticing that in games more and more nowadays, that they just try to do too many things that they end up not doing the main thing that they're trying to do very well. So Sonic Adventure 2 pioneered that in the modern era of gaming. You know what game really bothered me that did that was the Batman games, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Because Arkham Asylum, it starts out with the promise of being like this exploration detective game, which I loved. And I'm back in the drink. Splash! But it also tries to be like a brawler game, which I can't stand. And by all accounts, it is a great brawler game. People who like brawlers absolutely dig it. But because I wanted it to be one thing, and it was only partially that thing, and it tried to be this other thing, which I wasn't good at being, I ended up not liking those games. And I played it extensively. I played it all the way to the last boss, and just could not beat the last form of the Joker, where he just throws goons at you. I couldn't beat all the goons. And then I don't know how long I played Arkham City. Probably maybe 10 hours or so. But that ended up not working very well for me either, for the same reasons. I just... God, that drift! Listen to that skidding! It's like, okay, you play Mario Kart and you have like a hop button. And when you push the hop button, for as long as you hold it, you drift. This game doesn't do that. This game, you activate a drift mode, and then the drift mode stays for some arbitrary period of time. It feels really bad in a kart racer. It should just be hold the brake button to drift around turns, shouldn't it? I don't know. I'm doing the best that I can with it, but thank goodness I don't actually have friends to kart race with, because that would just be a whole nother kettle of fish. I don't even know what to think about the simulation aspects of this game, the whole Chow Garden thing. Like, I don't even know how deep that rabbit hole goes. But again, it's just that's resources that should have been spent just polishing the levels, making them good. Did I get my boost balloon? I did, and I destroyed that SUV. Rocked that SUV's world. Up top. Oh yeah. So in a way, I kind of wish that this game was like just a bad game. Like, that would be very easy for me to parse. Like, if it was just a really bad game, that would make sense to me. But because it is a pretty decent game with some really crippling character flaws, it just makes it all the worse, in my opinion. It just makes it a lot less palatable. Just ride that wall, Rouge. Whatever you gotta do, man. This is the dumbest... Like, is this supposed to be a racetrack? Or is this like... Because the Tails one, it was supposed to be like a highway, and there were cars driving on it, and I had to find the president's limo or whatever. That SUV just clipped... I destroyed it, and it clipped through the wall, and then fell through the floor. Am I still on the first lap? Because I haven't been through this part of the racetrack yet. It looks like it's just one really long track instead of multiple laps around the same track. It's really boring in any case. Like, I'm not really enjoying this at all. So I honestly don't know what to think. Don't go... Okay, last time I did a big jump like that, I went over the ledge. I kind of wasn't paying attention to the previous cutscene. Why am I going around the racetrack? Like, because Tails needed to find the president, but that was before Robotnik's evil message. So, oh, she was trying to catch Tails. I see. So now Rouge is going to do things to Tails.